Yeah, you can just meditate for a moment. All right, cool. So I want to work on a couple cool positions. This position called lockdown. It's kind of a system, if you will, of getting the back, a way of doing what's called what do we call the electric chair? What's the finisher? Oh, the twister. Oh, the twister. Yeah. Or the twister. Cool. So it's a series. A guy I trained, the guy was in my corner for me when I won my title both times. His name is Eddie Bravo. Really good, very well known. His system is called Ted Planet. It's a specific system, but what it does is it arms you with a couple techniques that allows you to stop your opponent from advancing on you. If you watch some of the highest level matches right now, I can't remember Jitsu match we were watching the other day, two of the best in the world, the guy just held lockdown. Does that make sense? So that's what we're gonna work on, is how to get to some of these positions. If you're on bottom and you're exhausted, or if you get dazed, I got down one time, maybe twice. All right, definitely one time. All right, there was one time when I got knee in the forehead. The fight's online is after I broke my right hand. All right, the idea is this lockdown, I went to it because I drilled it so much it allowed me to neutralize him for long enough. Does that make sense? So it allowed me to neutralize him for long enough to get my bearings back and then never lost 1 second of the fight. After that, I became too complacent in a cage fight for a moment. You got kneed the ball. I was like, oh yeah, that can happen. And you see, it's plain as day on videos, a bunch of different angles. You kind of see the whole change. But this position right here kind of saved me. Does that make sense? It saved me long enough to kind of get my bearings back. That makes sense? And kind of get back up and win the fight. All right? So work a couple positions. First of all, he's going to be in my guard. You guys know this position. This is called guard for a reason. If you're in a bad spot and you got knocked down or somebody got the best of you, sometimes you'll end up here. All right? If you're a smaller woman, all right, and you're in a position where someone's got you in a really bad spot and want to control, hold them down. It's called guard because I'm guarded from a lot of stuff. You can't punch me too much. That makes sense? I'm in a guarded position. We talk about having the gi here. I can grab the gi. What a guy named Muay Gracie will do is he'll come around, he'll grab his own gi, stuff like this, just to neutralize somebody. We watched a fight the other day, Muay Gracie with Ken Shamrock, 35 minutes, two human beings just laying around, all right? Nothing really happened. When you're in a life or death situation, it doesn't happen like it happens on TV in 5 minutes. It can go 30 minutes. Longest match was Gracie, one of the older Gracies in Japan, 2.5 hours, a jiu-jitsu match. Could you imagine? You should know everything about that person by the time you're done, where they live, they got pets, you get to know them by that time. 2.5 hour match, because the idea is when you get in a position, life or death situation, I'm in the street and I've got this here. I'm not gonna try a bunch of stuff, right? I'm gonna go, okay, the first person to make a mistake in this deadly chess match, right? That's the one who loses. So when I'm here, if I get a position where we're neutral, I can't just try a bunch of stuff in a life or death situation. So if I get this cross caught, if I get here. So what we're working on now is getting this position here. I'm gonna put a foot on his hip and basically put that hand on the mat. We talked about this last week, right? We talked about getting that Kimura first. We couldn't get that Kimura. We talked about getting the omoplata, boom, snapping the arm, all right? So building on that, now don't laugh at me every time I say omoplata. I know, it's the way I say it. It cracks me up. But the idea is once I get here and I pull him down, he puts it on there. Now we're gonna go here, called mission control. Mission control is now where I'm now really attacking this arm. This right foot goes on his hip right here. So if you see this right foot goes on his hip, and this knee comes in to control his body. So I'm keeping his body in here. I come up and I go mission control. From here, from mission control, I have a couple options. What I want to do is I want to get the sweep of the elbow. I have what's called elbow. I'm not going to do it, but I can pull this around here. Oha. Snap and choke him out. But really, I want to get the sweep or get up. So I want to attack this arm. There's lots of ways that I can attack this arm. Pulling that over for the omoplata once I get to what's called mission control. All right? That move that we like a lot, we call Kung Fu move. That's where this is used. Okay? We talk a lot about using that Kung Fu move and use it here. And when we pass our foot, we do what's called a Kung Fu move to get it across. Does that make sense? And that's what feeds it. So one of the techniques that we're going to use when we do this from mission control to get that, all right? But what I really want to work, let's go ahead and flip around, is what's called our lockdown, okay? We talk about our lockdown. Our lockdown is a position we get from half guard. So now we're in a half guard position. All right, what we're gonna do, we're gonna get that triangle. So we're in that half guard position. Normally, a lot of traditional people will go outside triangle because it neutralizes, and it's a little bit tighter grip on his leg. But what he can do is post out on your right foot. Well, you can do that. Does that make sense? So what I prefer, what we call is called the lockdown. We're gonna go outside triangle, grab my own foot, and then I grab his foot with the other butterfly hook. It's called the lockdown. All right? From here, if he's pressing into me, he's got that over under. All right? This right here down here, he's pressing into my neck. This right here will get him off me. This right here will relieve that pressure. A lot of guys that get that over under just want to squeeze. And then you open up your guard or you get tapped here. This lockdown will relieve that pressure by going down. From there, I want to get both hands inside. We talk about this all the time, right? What do we want to get? We want to get underhooks, underhooks, underhooks. So if we talk about he goes in, let's say he passes, I get here. First thing I want to do is I want to get that underhook, right? I want to get a double underhook. There where I can squeeze him maybe. And then what I want to do is called a whip up. You hear me? A whip up. I'm going to put my hands here. I'm going to bring my knees, keeping this lockdown. I'm going to bring my knees to my chest while whipping him up. Boom. So he puts his hands above me. Boom. What do I do then? There's a clear path through his back. So I can just boom. I come out. Take the back. I already have a hook in. I keep spinning. Oh-ha. He's caught. Does that make sense? That's from our lockdown. Alright? Cool. So what we're going to work on is we're going to go for that lockdown. Here's what's going to happen. It's not going to be that easy. Alright? Go ahead. Do that half guard. So I'm going to get that lockdown. When I go for that, first and foremost, when I go for that underhook, he's going to fight for that underhook. That makes sense? So if I don't have that underhook, I'm already in a rough spot. Does that make sense? So if I'm in here, and I want to get in here, I want to get basically that underhook and get my ear on his belly button. We talked about this before. So when I get in here, I get that underhook, I want to get up. Now, when I go here, see that? It's called a wizard. It's a wizard when he's next to me, and that's the only thing stopping me from taking his back. All right, cool. Rotate around. Sit down. Whoosh. So the first sweep that we're going to learn is when I get in here, I'll go here, I get this underhook, I try to get up. I want to just take his back. So if he doesn't go there, I have his back. If he's a good practitioner, he's going to stop me from taking his back. My first sweep is I'm going to dip under, I'm going to grab his foot right here, and I'm just going to pull it out. Too high. I'm going to go right to the side now. It's called old school sweep. All right, it's our first sweep. It's pretty basic, right? So that's going to be our first sweep. They keep their foot down. We're going to literally grab the foot and pull it right through and pull their foot from right underneath. All right? Second one we're going to work, we'll do it this way first. Because now we're going to come in here, I get that underhook, I get up on my elbow, we're in this fight, I go for that foot, and he pulls out. And I can't get it now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an underhook here, hoo-ha, lift up. To the side now. All right? Cool. Let me show you again from the other side. All right? So, we're in here, we're fighting.